1. Feds abolish fuel economy fines, what it means for automakers. 2. US automakers get a break, no fuel economy penalties for last 3 years. 1. Feds abolish fuel economy fines, what it means for automakers. Imagine saving automakers billions while potentially costing everyday drivers thousands at the pump. This isn't hypothetical, it's happening right now. Under new federal directives revealed this week, car manufacturers face zero penalties for failing to meet fuel efficiency standards dating back to 2022. But here's where it gets controversial. This move actively dismantles decades of progress toward cleaner, more affordable transportation. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration confirmed in a letter obtained by Reuters that no fines will be imposed for corporate average fuel economy (CAFE) violations since model year 2022. This policy reversal follows sustained efforts by the current administration and congressional allies to weaken efficiency regulations. For context, automakers like Stellantis previously paid nearly $600 million in fines over the past decade alone, penalties designed to push the industry toward greener technology. Understand the stakes. CAFE fines under the Biden administration surged to $17 per vehicle for every 0.1 miles per gallon shortfall. Between 2011 to 2020, these penalties generated over $1.1 billion for federal coffers. Now, that enforcement mechanism vanishes entirely. Simultaneously, the IRS Clean Vehicle Tax Credit, a major incentive for electric car adoption, expires in September. Albert Gore, Zero Emission Transportation Association director, delivered this stark warning: fuel efficiency standards have saved drivers thousands annually by doubling average mileage over 50 years. Weakening these rules forces Americans to buy more gas, and higher demand means higher prices. That's economic pain families don't need. So here's the burning question: is prioritizing automaker profits over consumer savings and environmental progress a sustainable path? What's your take? Necessary relief for the industry or a costly step backward? Share your perspective below. 2. US automakers get a break, no fuel economy penalties for last 3 years. Imagine getting a get-out-of-jail-free card for breaking the rules, not just once, but for 3 whole years. That's exactly what just happened for US automakers, courtesy of a new law that wipes out all fuel economy penalties dating back to the 2022 model year. But here's the kicker: this move isn't just about letting companies off the hook, it's part of a broader shift that's reigniting debates over the future of gasoline-powered cars, electric vehicles, and who really pays the price. For nearly 50 years, the US has required automakers to meet strict corporate average fuel economy (CAFE) standards or face hefty fines. These rules, established in 1975, were designed to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil and lower emissions. But in a surprise twist, a recently signed tax and budget bill under the Trump administration has erased penalties for any year the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration (NHTSA) hadn't finalized its rules, a technicality that lets automakers skip fines for model years 2022, 2023, and 2024. This isn't the first time the industry has pushed for relief. Automakers like GM and Stellantis, Chrysler's parent company, have paid hundreds of millions in penalties in recent years. Stellantis alone shelled out $190.7 million for 2019 and 2020 failures, on top of nearly $400 million for 2016 to 2019. GM paid $128.2 million for 2016 to 2017 shortfalls. Now, thanks to the new law, those kinds of payouts are history, for now. But this decision is more than just a financial break. It's the latest in a series of moves by Washington to slow the transition away from gasoline-powered vehicles. Last month, Trump blocked California's landmark plan to ban new gas-only car sales by 2035 using the Congressional Review Act, a rare legislative tool that overturns regulatory actions. Their message is clear: the current administration is prioritizing the interests of traditional automakers over aggressive climate and emissions policies. And this is where it gets controversial. Critics argue the move is a handout to polluters. Dan Becker, director of the Center for Biological Diversity's climate campaign, called it an obscene gift to GM and Stellantis at taxpayers' expense. Meanwhile, the Alliance for Automotive Innovation, representing nearly all major automakers, applauded the change, citing challenging standards amid market turmoil. There's another layer to this story: the lucrative world of regulatory credits. Companies like Tesla profit massively from selling zero-emission credits to competitors who can't meet standards. In 2022, Tesla earned $2.8 billion globally from these sales, essentially getting paid for being ahead of the game. Republican Senator Bernie Moreno called the costs outrageous, arguing consumers ultimately foot the bill through higher car prices. The NHTSA is now reconsidering its fuel economy rules, but the stakes are high. Under Biden's proposed 2023 standards, the industry faced $14 billion in potential fines by 2032, $6.5 billion for GM alone. After backlash, the 2024 final rule eased penalties, capping them at $1.83 billion through 2031, a fraction of the original estimate. So what does this mean for you? If you're buying a car soon, don't expect a surge in ultra-efficient gas models anytime soon. For the environment, it's a step backward. And for automakers, a temporary reprieve, but at what cost? As one regulator noted, consumers will pay for this in the end. The big question: is giving automakers a free pass a necessary lifeline for an industry in flux, or a dangerous rollback of progress? Should companies be rewarded for lagging behind, or is this exactly what they need to survive the EV transition? Let us know in the comments. Do you think this decision is a smart move or a reckless giveaway?